In this video, we'll be looking at Drumazon by D16, a faithful 909 emulation. We'll be looking at various different aspects of the plugin, how we can use the drum modules to tweak and edit the sounds, use the various different MIDI triggering modes on offer, the advanced sequencer, and the various different ways we can program our 909 rhythms, as well as setting up Drumazon as a multi-output instrument. So in the top left of the plugin we have our sequencer settings. Turning off internal sync will make sure that the Drumazon sequencer syncs to the tempo of our host DAW. If we enter host mode with a MIDI keyboard or MIDI controller active, then we can trigger different sequencer presets direct from our MIDI controller. Turning off internal sequencer and the host mode, we can then just trigger the sounds. Allowing us to program drum rhythms in live using the pad controller. Go back to our internal sequencer, but take off host mode now. We can also access our pattern presets direct from Drumazon. As long as we're not in pattern write mode, we can use the step sequencer to access the banks and the different patterns contained within the banks. The patterns for the internal sequencer are stored in 8 banks, with each bank holding 12 patterns. This gives a total of 96 patterns which can be stored in Drumazon's memory at any one time. Over on the drum modules themselves, features a variety of different controls depending on the module. We have a level for each and every one. The bass drum, for example, we have an attack to control the transient, tune, controls the release time of the frequency envelope. We also have a decay, tune depth, which is the range of the frequency envelope, and pitch. Whilst for the snare, we also have tune depth. We have a snappy control, tune, and tone. Once we've accessed our pattern or loaded up a pattern, we can then go and edit those patterns by activating the pattern write button. Once activated, we can select our instrument and then edit the programming for our selected instrument. Hitting on the steps once will create a quieter note, twice and we'll create an accented note. We can control the global accent using this total accent control. We can also add drum flams in using this control here. We access the flam button, select the instrument we want to add flam hits to. Maybe the hand clap. Adding flam hits, we then set the amount of time for those double hits. Drumazon also features some randomization controls for sparking creativity when programming 909 rhythms. Whilst in pattern write mode, activate the random mode. Select the instrument that we want to apply randomization to, the rim shot for example, and hit next. Then it applies those randomizations. Whilst in randomization mode, for the rim shot, you can see the level button here is flashing. This level control now controls the amount of randomization applied. So we can set that to apply more or less randomization. Once we're happy with the randomization applied, hit accept. Then we could go to our next instrument and apply some randomization for the snare drum. We also have some very intuitive controls for setting up Drumazon as a multi-output instrument. We simply click and drag upwards on the output number here to set different output destinations for each drum module. Then we create channels in our mixer for these drum modules. We need to make sure Drumazon is loaded as a multi-output instrument. Then we add our extra channels. Then we can start processing. Using any plugin that we wish from our DAW. We're happy with our multi-output instrument selections here, the way we've set them up. We can set these to automatically load by default. We go into our options and default output assignments. We select set from current assignments. We'll make note of the assignments we made on each drum module, and we'll now load these output settings each time we load a new instance of Drumazon, so it's ready to work as a multi-output instrument with our DAW. As you can see, using Drumazon, we can use a variety of different methods of tweaking the drum sounds and creating drum rhythms very quickly and intuitively, as well as offering great integration with a hardware controller or MIDI keyboard. Be sure to check out Drumazon by D16, which is available now at ADSRsounds.com.